Hello, Mark Crossfield here. In my hands today I've got a 5-wood, and what we're going to do today is talk to you about 5-woods. I happen to have a Ping G25 5-wood. This isn't a video about the Ping G25 5-wood. This is more video about 5-woods. I'm thinking about putting this in my bag. Let's talk to you a little bit about why that might be happening. I've got my Titleist Pro V1X balls down here on the floor. I've captured some real data with GC2 HMT. I'm going to show you why a 5-wood, old school, taking the hybrid out and putting a 5-wood might be going back in. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, 5-wood. When I used to play golf competitively, full time, 5-woods were in my bag. Hybrids weren't really around. I would always use a 5-wood, and the reason I use 5-wood is I'm not the best long iron player in the world, and certainly wasn't when I used to use. I'm a much better long iron player now, but it's more that long irons have got easier to hit with the big chunky clubs I hit. I think that I've improved. If I go back to a bladed long iron, 4-iron, 3-iron, I'm not going to hit target as much as I do with my rescue or with my fairway wood, which was a 5-wood at that point, and a 3-wood. I hit some shots with a 5-wood the other day because I'm looking at that kind of 210 to 220 mark in my bag, which at the moment, anyone who watches my videos, I've jumped around. I've had a hybrid in there, but I'm finding my 4-iron can get up to 215 with roll, almost 220 sometimes. So I'm finding I use my 4-iron more than my hybrid, because my hybrid tends to go up and stop when my 4-iron tends to keep going forward. So any kind of slightly into the wind shots, my hybrid ends up going shorter than my 4-iron. So what happens, I have 2 clubs in my bag that go very similar distance. So I thought, I'm going to have a go with a 5-wood, see where that pushes my distance in my bag. Now, a 5-wood, I think, is a little bit of a forgotten club. With hybrids and what have you out there at the minute, people are, purely replacing long irons or thinking about filling those gaps purely with hybrids. But for me, I'm always finding that my hybrid isn't actually going any further. So I'm now hitting a few shots with a 5-wood. I'm getting great launch. I can find I hit it from any kind of lie, no problem. And I also feel like I can mix the distance up. So if I want to hit this 5-wood 20 yards, even 30 yards shorter than its intended distance, I can still do that. So if I want to kind of funk it up a little bit. So I've hit a few shots with GC2 HMT on the floor here using my Pro V1X balls. Let's present to you a little bit of data and talk to you a bit more about why I might be putting a 5-wood back in my golf bag. So I've hit 3 shots with my 5-wood, got the data here in my hands. I'm getting 16 degree of launch, nice healthy launch. I'm getting the ball up, no problem. 37 average peak height, which is a nice height, no problem getting that ball up in the air. So I do feel with the 5-wood I can get the ball up and get it to stop, but I'm also getting that 217 carry, one going at 222. Now my hybrids tend to sit at around 212, 210 kind of carry, which is fine, but my 4-iron is going 202. And my 4-iron goes in at a lower trajectory, so it's often getting up to 215. So again, that hybrid and 4-iron are doing the same things, where the 5-wood is not as far as my 3-wood. My 3-wood's getting up to more 230, but my 5-wood at 217 carry, I mean, my 2 shortest hits are 215. So I'm not dropping that club below 215 yards carry, but I can get it up to 222. So what happens with my hybrid, if I slightly mishit my hybrid, I find that it actually goes, it drops down to the 200 yard mark, where my 4-iron doesn't really drop down that low. So again, they're just blending too much. So for me, the 5-wood, which again, I mean, I can't remember, not that I really sell clubs much anymore, but when I was selling clubs in lessons and bits, I mean, I don't remember selling many 5-woods, to be honest. It's always hybrids, and I'm finding the 5-wood is easy to hit from semi-lies, semi-rough lies, not the scrubby, slightly sat down lies as I am with the hybrid. But the only thing I'm finding is I keep my distance up in that range I need it to be for this length of club. So look guys, going in the bag, G25, I do like the G25 hybrid. I like the shape, I like the easiness of the hit. I'm not going for anything too tour driven. I like a friendly 5-wood. What I also like doing with the 5-wood, actually, before we finish, I like holding down the handle. I do actually feel comfortable more just fading the ball, aiming up the left and just cutting it back into target. And I feel with a 5-wood I can get that going kind of 190 carry, drop it way back if I want that kind of flight, as well as if I've got the 220 carry into a par 5 but I want it to stop, I feel like I've got that shot as well. Now with the hybrid, I haven't got the 220 carry, I can drop it back, but this one's giving me both shots. So there's the 220 hitting it hard, that's a high flight, and that would stop on a green if I was going into a long par 5 over water or what have you. Look, you're going to see it in a few of the course vlogs. It'll be interesting to see how bad this video backfires when I get it on the course vlog, because if I don't hit target with it, I know you're all going to be going, put the hybrid back in. But it's going in the bag. Ping G25 hybrid. It's not going in the bag because it's a Ping G25 hybrid. I do like this one, but you need to find ones you like. But 5 woods, guys, forgotten club. Hybrids are great. I'm not saying they're bad, but do they fit the numbers perfectly in your set for you? Mine, I'm struggling to find one that does, where the 5 wood is fitting that number, that gap, that distance that I need it to go. Post comments down below. 5 wood, you've got one in the bag, maybe it's not a forgotten club for you, or is it a club you used to use and you haven't used it because you kind of go 3 wood hybrid? I'd love to hear, and we'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.